How's it going, YouTube? This is Skul, and welcome to my video game pickups for the month of September 2020. And other things. Not every single thing on this table has to do with video gaming, but it's stuff that I got this month and I thought was so cool that I would share it anyway. So let's get the elephant out of the room real quick. This is a coin dispensing machine. So if you've ever been to, oh man, like a Chuck E. Cheese or somewhere like that, I don't know. These are all over the place, okay? You put $1 in, you get some quarters back. It's a coin change machine. You put $1 in, you get 4 quarters. It's for places where they take quarters but not dollar bills. So if you have a few dollar bills on you, you get one of these. Now, I actually did want one of these a while ago when I was starting to build my arcade cabinet, which is coming along nicely. But these are expensive, really expensive. So I decided very quickly, yeah, it's not worth it. I'll just keep a bucket of quarters in my room instead. But then I went to a friend's house who lives on the other side of town for the very first time last week. And I noticed that this was sitting on his in his garage, and I pointed it out and said, I wanted one of those, but they're way too expensive. And when I was getting ready to leave later that day, he brought it out, gave it to me, and said, here, it's yours, I don't want it anymore. So it needs a little bit of cleaning, maybe a repainting, I don't know, but I have fixed it up enough so that it works, which is great. So now I have a coin dispensing machine. And nowhere in my room to put it, but that's okay. That's okay, I'm sure I'll find the room. Super happy that I have this. It's so fun to play around with. Anyway, so, yeah, coin dispensing machine. So that's kind of video game related because for anyone who visits my room and wants to try out my arcade machine, they get to put $1 in here, get some quarters out of it, and put the quarters in my machine to play games. So, kind of video game related. This next one, absolutely not video game related. I got this month. This is a storyboard that was used when making the film Balto. Balto's a 1995 animated film. It's based on a true story, has a huge cult following, and I'm a huge fan of the film. But if you've never heard about it, I don't blame you. It turns 25 this year. Anyway, so I've been a Balto fan for a very, very long time. In fact, if you watch my game room tour from 2 years ago, you'll see the 3 Balto posters on my wall, which seems sort of out of place, but it's just something that I absolutely love. So I saw this pop up on eBay this month, and I needed it because this isn't just some replica or a duplication or a facsimile. This is an actual storyboard that was used in the film. When they were making the film, this was an actual storyboard that they used for this particular scene. It's the scene towards the end of the film where they're walking through the ice cave. I'm going to have it here on screen right now. But yeah, man, I'm so happy to have this. I'm just absolutely thrilled to have an actual piece of production history on an animated film. Of any kind. I love animation, but specifically this film, just because Balto merchandise, Balto production stuff is just super rare. It wasn't really a film that people thought would, make sense to preserve it, so very happy to have that. Putting it on my wall right there beside my Balto posters. Next up, let me go ahead and show off my 3DS games that I picked up this month. I don't know if I've ever picked up this many 3DS games in a single month before, but there's a very good reason why I did, and you could probably guess pretty quickly why. So my 3DS games that I picked up this month are Pokemon Art Academy, which I actually have had digitally on my 3DS before the physical copy even existed, but needed the physical copy, right? Pokemon Rumble World, which I didn't even know existed until I started collecting these games, and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. And with these 3 3DS games, I now own every single Pokemon game released on the 3DS, including spin-offs, including stuff like Detective Pikachu and all that stuff. So yeah, I now own every single Pokemon game on the 3DS. In fact, I own every single Pokemon game now, physically anyway, that has been released in the past 8 years. The most recently released Pokemon game that I'm missing is Pokepark 2 for the Wii. So yeah, I've been really doubling down on getting my Pokemon games, especially the ones that I can get relatively cheaply. So yeah, I'm very happy to now own every single Pokemon 3DS game. I'm definitely going to be adding more Pokemon games to my collection by the end of this year. My goal is still to have the main series complete in box by the end of this year, and I think that that's doable. The spin-off games are definitely going to be harder, especially stuff like the N64 games, you know, Stadium 2, those are going up in price. But for now, at least, I have these that I no longer have to worry about. I also got this in the mail. So this is the collector's edition of a game called Oakana, Oakana, my mistake, 4 Rhythms Across the Blue. And the reason I got this in the mail is because I backed this game on Kickstarter. So I didn't realize when I backed it that essentially I was backing just the collector's edition stuff and not the game itself. This did come with a Steam copy of the game, so I do have it on Steam. But it was also released on Switch, and I need to get that. So, but yeah, this is pretty cool. I backed this because it looked kind of interesting. The CE, the Collector's Edition, has all sorts of goodies inside, which I'm not going to take too long showing off, but like, this beautiful artwork here, I think this is like a page protector. We got these nice little posters. There's an art book here on the bottom, as you can see right here, and there's a soundtrack of the game in a CD. So yeah, I was very happy to back this on Kickstarter. Very happy that this collector's edition is now in my possession. It looks great on my shelf beside all my other collector's editions. I'm not usually a collector's edition kind of guy, but this looked like a pretty good project, and it wasn't that much to back it on Kickstarter. So again, I was just happy to. Let's see. I'm going to show off my Wii U games now. So I pretty much picked up these 3 games, which is about 2% of the Wii U library. I am now less than 30 games away from having a complete North American Wii U collection. Unfortunately, most of those games are just going up in price, and I am unfortunately missing a few heavy hitters like Turbo. But for now, at least, I picked up a few cheap games. So those include Kung Fu Panda, Showdown of Legendary Legends, which is such a Kung Fu Panda name for a game, Rabbids Land, which I was surprised I didn't have already, and Shovel Knight, another game I was surprised I didn't have already. So I got Shovel Knight combined with some stuff that I got for my Joy-Con to modify it to be a turbo controller, and pretty much that's the last game on Amazon that is available for the Wii U that you can get to for under $25. Any other game I'm missing, I'm going to have to go through eBay to get it for cheap, or maybe GameStop, but I sincerely doubt that. But yeah, so 3 more games for my Wii U collection. I'm now less than 30 away. I have over 80% of the library. Very happy with my progress on that so far. Hopefully I can eventually get a complete North American Wii U collection. 165 games? Yes, we'll see. So I guess I'm going to go a little bit out of order here. Usually I save my Switch games for last, but got this nice big pile of Nintendo Powers that makes more sense to save that for last instead. So I got a total of, looks like 5 Switch games this month. So this top one, Code of Princess EX, is actually the 365th physical Switch game that I have in my collection. I actually picked up 2 or 3 since then, but yeah. Number 365 was Code of Princess EX, which was the farthest back in time game that I've been missing. I've explained this before. So, yeah, I think the farthest back game I'm missing now is Touhou Ginso Wanderer and Go Vacation, both of them from July 2018. I think 2018. Yeah, that sounds right. So, yeah. But yeah, no, I was able to pick this up for a really good price, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. This always looked like a pretty fun game, so I'm glad to finally have it. Picked up Mega Man Legacy, or Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2. Unfortunately, only 1 is on the cartridge. You need to download 2, which I have done, using the included code, which kind of sucks, because that means whenever this game gets sold used, whoever buys it used will never be able to own X2, unfortunately, but whatever. yeah, so another game that I was missing pretty far back. Of course, the big one that released in the month of September, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And, yeah, this game is everywhere right now. If you're picking this up expecting for it to be worth a lot in the future, I don't think it will be. Even though it's only going to be manufactured until March, there's still going to be millions of copies out and about. So I don't know why Nintendo decided to limit this. There's zero reason for them to do it, but oh well, I got it. And you know, I actually do enjoy the games. I actually think I like Sunshine the most of the three. Let's see. I imported this game from Japan, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. So this doesn't play in English. For some reason, Square Enix made it so that the physical copy was exclusive to Japan, and it only has Japanese on it. And we think the reason is because the online is region locked anyway, so they figure, I guess, if we're not physically releasing this in America, why bother putting English on there? But it still sucks. But hey, it's a Final Fantasy physical game. I needed it for my collection. So yeah, once again, I now have every single physical Final Fantasy release on the Switch, including 7 and 8 imported from Asia, which does have English on it. Anyway, and then I also picked up this game, The Missing, which is a game from Limited Run Games. And it got a Best Buy release, and I didn't get in on the pre-orders for it when it was on LRG's website. So yeah, picked it up. Game I was missing. There we go. So those are my 5 Switch games from this month. And now let's get to the pile of Nintendo Power. So yeah, I don't know how many I picked up this month, but it was a lot. So yeah, I'm on a Nintendo Power high. I want to get as many of these copies as I can. I'm up to 41 issues now, which is not even 15% total of the Nintendo Power catalog, but here we go. So let's go ahead and show off what I got. Alright, Nintendo Power issues that I got. The most significant one is probably this one, number 100, because this was indeed the 100th issue of Nintendo Power. And oh man, I just love reading through these magazines. They're so cool. Of course, the big part of this issue is showing off what they called the 100 top games that were made from Nintendo. And yeah, so yeah, I just love these old issues. This is so cool. This was made all the way back in 1997, I believe. So yeah, old. Let's see, I got issue number 101 and 102, and you're going to notice a lot of these are just in order. They were just different lots on eBay that I bought. Number 103, Diddy Kong Racing, yay! Number 104 is actually kind of cool because, one, it's actually backwards and forwards, a Nintendo Power with two different sort of, there's like a smaller issue in the back that you could read it flipped upside down. But I like this one the most because this is the very first Nintendo Power issue, the first published anything in North America to talk about Pokemon. And back then it was only called Pocket Monsters, and let's see, somewhere around here it's talking about Mew. Yeah, right here you see it says the word Mew and it spells it incorrectly. Let's see if I can't focus on that. Yeah, there we go. You see it spells Mew the Japanese way. Oh man, I just love looking at this, seeing Pokemon as it was before it came to North America. Then we're skipping all the way ahead to 2010. This is the 250th issue of Nintendo Power, which is absolutely cool. Let's see, then we have issue number 251 and 252, which I'm excited about because this includes the insight into Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And I mean, you could tell between 97 and 2010 just how different Nintendo Power inside looks. So let's see if I can't find Heart Gold, Soul Silver in here real quick. If I can't, then I apologize. Here we go. So yeah, this is the blurb on Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You remember when that game was brand new, just coming out? I remember, that was so cool. And Nintendo Power was all over it, talking about it. We have issue 253. 254, which I love because it has this beautiful artwork from Mario Galaxy 2 on it. I know people are disappointed we didn't get Mario Galaxy 2 and 3D All-Stars, but oh well, at least the game still exists on the Wii, and if you have a Wii U, you can play it just fine. That's how I play it. And oh man, I just love looking at these issues. I can't tell you how much I enjoy it. And then I got this one all on its lonesome self. This is Nintendo Power issue 278. So this is one of the Pokemon issues that I was missing that has Pokemon on the cover, and this was the issue that talked about Pokemon Conquest, which I didn't play that much, but I have a friend who's obsessed with it. He absolutely loved the strategy involved and all that stuff, so yeah, I got a ton of Nintendo Power issues this time around, and I'm very happy to have them because that's 2 issues with Pokemon on the cover, and then of course, like I said, this issue, which is the very first one to even talk about Pokemon, so yeah, very happy with my lot of powers that I picked up this month. So that does it for my video game pickups for September. Easily the thing that I'm happiest to have gotten was this storyboard, but that's not game related. If we're going by kind of game related, Coin Machine. But even then, if we want to talk about strictly video game related that I did get, probably the CE for Oakana. I just love this. It's beautiful. I love everything in it. I really need to pick up the Switch version of that game sometime. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know what your favorite thing was that I got this month. And I'll be back next month with the stuff that I get in the month of October. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.